Well, Madison leaders are laying the groundwork for next year's operating budget, asking every city department to identify potential spending cuts, but not everyone agrees that's the best way to set priorities. Our Shayna Najawan joins us live in studio with why some are calling for a different approach. Shayna.
Mackenzie, tonight Madison Finance Director Dave Schmidtke walked alders through the city's 2027 budget outlook, as department heads are now being asked to submit plans showing roughly 2% in potential reductions. City finance leaders say that's necessary as Madison faces rising costs and limits on how much it can raise and spend under state law. While revenue is expected to increase about 4.3% next year, officials say the cost of keeping current services is projected to rise nearly 6.7%, creating an estimated $11 million gap. They also warn going over the state spending limit could put roughly $9 million in state aid at risk.
Department heads are asked to look at their entire budget, look for efficiencies, look at perhaps efficiencies across agencies, of ways to deliver services more effectively and possibly at reduced costs.
One person who lives in Madison says the city should take a different approach. Alex Saludos argues city leaders shouldn't start with an across-the-board percentage. Instead, he says they should first decide which services people value most.
It treats all services equally, and we have to think about priorities. Speaking for myself personally, I put more weight on basic services and helping my neighbors that are truly in need first. And those to me are the highest priorities.
Tonight's presentation sparked a number of questions from alders as departments now begin putting together their budget requests. Those are due July 17th before the mayor introduces her proposed operating budget October 6th. Live in the studio, Shayna Najawan, WMTV 15 News.
Shayna, thank you. The Common Council is then expected to take up the proposed budget in November.